Alright, welcome everybody. Yeah, in this episode we are going to be talking about some reveals on the new Voltron Series V. Here we have the white leg of Voltron, piloted by Yosemite. Yeah. And yeah.
Now, I am debating something. Last time I didn't. This time I might just use the actual names of these guys.
Oh, right. Sorry. In this video, we are actually going to be talking about horror games and how the perspectives can stimulate the horror aspect of each game.
You're saying this about the person who will... You're saying this while discussing with the person who will likely end up making jokes about... Oh yes, don't worry about that odd noise, that's just Bob. It's just my friend Bob, don't worry about it.
Hi, I'm Bob.
Anyway. This would be a Bison Fest.
I'm Bob.
Part of Japan's very, very annoyingly named Breast Force.
Or as we like to call it, the Armor Force.
Yes. Though for the sake of accuracy for these reveals, I will use their proper names.
Yes, we really have to use their actual names.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
Okay, fine.
I'm just gonna end up using it because I'm only likely gonna say each one once.
Another story is I have to use it.
Yeah. So we have this guy. We have Cobra Breast.
That looks like a key that you would expect to find in a PS1 video game.
You know, part of it is probably just that general shape of this that is also on all of them. It's just since that would work for the Cobra's hood. it makes the hood look a little wide. Combine that with how limited you can get with that, and with the rest of the body of the snake, and yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Then we have Death Cobra, of which
who is carrying a sea container full of PS1 games, like I mentioned.
But Death Cobra and his little buddy are the first tier of bonus unlocks for the HasLab. The Breast Force, which I will be referring to now as their combined form of Liokasier, is the main part of the HasLab. If I am correct, yep, this is like Drillhorn here, who becomes one of the legs, and actually kind of looks something, he looks somewhat like an actual vehicle, unlike the other leg when we look at him.
Wait, go back.
Yep.
I was trying to remember the joke I had made about him, and I vaguely remember, like, I called him Drillhorn or Drill corn or Drillborn. I don't know. But
For some context, we attempted to record this before, and then I had screwed up unintentionally, especially since I'm not certain how it happened, but apparently the microphone was not set up to be the correct microphone in the recording software, so I just was silent in the recording.
and with me, you wouldn't have been able to listen to any of the amazing one-liners I during the first time we recorded this.
Then we have Accelerant, which is basically just red Cybertron hotshot.
And I think I remember last time you complained how they didn't have like a proper picture of him for the reveal.
That was more just a comment on that. Instead of what they had been previously doing of the actual box art images, they seem to have just taken old images that they could find of either old box art or old character models, old figures, or something like that. This time around. Then we have another part of Liokasier, Skyhawk.
Not much to say about that.
Yeah. Then we have it should be Hair Splitter. We'll more.
No. This is chess cannon guy from Futurama.
We'll talk. I'll describe more about what's going on with Hair Splitter later when we get to the rest of the guys that go with him. Then we have. Let me look.
We have Laserbeak right here. He's part of the Soundwave Cassetron pack, and he is available at $2.99 in U.S. currencies.
I never knew Laserbeak ended up working with Skyhawk. There he is, right there.
Yeah, you know, he's a Decepticon. He works with all kinds of Decepticons, bro. Times.
But in all seriousness, this is Hawk Breast.
Hawk Breast.
Or I think what Hasbro actually calls them on the HasLab's page is they end up calling them whatever the animal is, and then chest animal. I think that's how they end up describing them. Just took away their actual given names and just made it that instead.
Cobra Breasts, and then Tank Breasts.
But yeah. Then we have Heatwave, of which for some reason there are people that are just incessantly angry that they didn't cut this part of the mold on each of these sides and just make his hands somehow become it. And that also
it's understandable that they're a bit angry at it, but come on, guys, it looked good overall. But
yeah, it looks good overall. It is a figure that is from a mold of a figure that is fun, and it generally looks like the guy that is supposed to be. There are so few nitpicks to be made about it. Perspective end. The guy known for talking about all the things that are bad with how something doesn't translate right. ends up not getting this frustration that is going on with it. He is confused by people saying it's inaccurate, with it being something so major, despite him being the person who will actively point that kind of stuff out. So, if even he is not against this thing on its accuracy, yeah, I think they might be. I think some people might be a little overkill with a little overkill, because this looks fine. Because literally, for the most part, what I have heard is basically just those where the hands, where you can see the fists molded in, and that it has an extra wheel on each side, are the two big complaints I've been seeing. Wow, amazing. That's literally nothing. Have you seen other characters that are retools?
Yeah, for real, but you do a shittier job than what they did here.
Yeah.
Which isn't saying that they're a bad job either.
Yeah, it's just there have been worse retools, and this is not one of them. Yet some people are acting like it is the most terrible thing that has happened to him. Then we have Hellbat, or as the HasLab ends up labeling him, Elbat.
Elbato.
I've seen people end up commenting on how if you say it fast, well, apparently if you say it fast, technically it sounds like Hellbat is like his name is supposed to sound. But I've also seen people making jokes about him being British now.
British.
Apparently, yeah.
Like British. I mean, with the name like Hellbat,
they're probably thinking of how it can somewhat also sound like the phrase "Hello, Governor." That is the how the hello is said, I think, is what they're thinking of.
That's so dumb, though.
Yeah. That is interesting to consider. Now, I just end up looking at it and going, okay, interesting. But I actually don't know if I had seen anyone else propose that it would be like, that it would end up bringing to mind like a matador. Which definitely is interesting.
Matador is basically like a bullfighter, ain't it?
Not Matador. Wrestler.
Oh.
Dumb. Right? Yeah, I'm thinking of wrestler. Well, welcome to it's been a while since I've paid attention to most things like that. Anyway, some fun facts I have learned. If I recall correctly, the designers had said, basically, you know what his name is supposed to be. No, that was the other guy. Still a sense of, do you know who he's supposed to be? And also, apparently the name change was not because he has Hell in his name, it's because DC Comics has a Hellbat, and apparently has, like, the trademark for that.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Yeah, which is interesting. Because, just imagine how much of a meme it would have became that Hasbro released a figure with hell in the title. That would be kind of funny.
Yes, it would.
And then we have Hook.
I still can't remember what I said about him.
Yeah. I've seen someone note that they think that this purple area is kind of... Oh yeah, I see it now, actually. So I was just seeing this and not necessarily the black, but I'm pretty sure that's Devastator's head right there.
Oh. Yeah, I can definitely see that now.
Yeah. Cause one of the Liokasier components, some people were ending up getting upset with just how kind of bulky he is, despite having to hide the combiner head in him. And so I pointed out, instead of comparing him to like the 5-member combiners, it would be wiser to compare him to Devastator, because both of them are 6-member combiners and both of them do not use a one of the skeleton structures that they've been using. Even if Devastator does have a set of extra combiner parts, not to the same level as, say, Menasor or Superior Superion have been using. But I was like, Hook would be better to compare it to, even though I at the time could not see that, and then someone else had pointed out that this kind of looks like the head of Devastator, possibly right here, right in the middle. But yeah. To be fair, it does have to go somewhere. And if it's not part of the parts that come off, it would have to likely be in Hook. He makes the top of Devastator's torso.
Yeah. Hook.
Yeah. Then we have... Let's see.
Have the black leg of Voltron.
We have Hornbreast.
Hornbreast?
Yeah.
Horn chest or horn armor.
I'm gonna go look and see what they... Because I don't exactly remember what they actually called them. I'll go pull up and find what they actually decided to call them. This. Yeah, they just called him a rhino chest animal. This was the guy that they were like, you guys know who it is. So we have Carnivac, and then we have Fist Iron, Physitron, however that pronounces. They were like, you know who it is because it's supposed to be Iron Fist. But Marvel has a character called Iron Fist, and so they had to work around trademark again.
And so they decided to call him Fist Iron.
Yep. How brilliant.
How incredible. But I have a man who's made out of iron, and I want to call him Iron Man, but it's copyrighted because of Marvel, so I'm gonna call him Man Iron.
Apparently Carnivac will be made from the Weird Wolf mold from Titan's Return. So he will not have his Pretender shell. Then again, most of the pretenders haven't had their pretender shells. Then we have Jaguar's Rest.
No, damn it. Yeah, I was about to say, that's the red chest of Voltron.
Then we have
G.I. Joe with their Chief with a 4 missile launcher thing.
Alternatively, it might be a character called Jalguar, or however you actually pronounce it, because apparently that's not how you pronounce it according to some people. Yeah. Anyway, from what I understand, this part here, some part of that ends up becoming the only extra part of Liokasier that is not built directly into the figures. So that's neat. Then we have Kill Bison, who kind of doesn't look like much of any sort of actual vehicle. For purposes.
Yeah, he just looks like a brick with tread wheels.
Yeah, he kind of suffered from becoming a foot. I almost wonder if they couldn't have gotten away with him with making his vehicle mode built the other way around, so that way they could put maybe something on the top that could maybe fold down or something like that, or have maybe put something here that could have folded up and behind the back of the leg. But oh well. It's not this pose here, but one of the promotional poses that they had, one of the promotional renders that they had made for him, one of the designers snuck in what is apparently a meme image of the character, where he appears to be flipping the bird. Except, since the figure's hands are molded closed, he isn't actually flipping the bird. He's in the pose he is in when he seemingly does it in the show.
It's like, hey, check it out. My finger can transform too.
Then we have
Ghostface. I couldn't think of anything original, so I just thought of the first thing that came to mind.
I'm not certain I'll be able to pronounce this one correctly, because for some strange reason this is the only one with like a proper, with seemingly not just an animal or characteristic of an animal, unless it is something in another, unless it is translated to something in Japanese related to a bat. But I think it is pronounced Komori breast or something like that.
Komori?
Yeah, K, an O with a line above it. M-O-R-I.
Is it a squiggly line or is it like a straight line?
It's a straight line.
Okay.
And
one of the many keys I can never find on a keyboard.
Yeah. I have no clue why they gave special attention to this one. The others are all just to the animal and then animal thing. Then you have the rhino where they have the very distinct feature of a rhino of a horn. And then this one just seemingly gets an actual name. Something that he actually loses when you view what is it part of the HasLab. Because if you go to the page for the HasLab, I'm pretty sure he's just referred to as bat chest animal, despite seemingly having an actual name. Okay, never mind. So I actually took a look at the notes. So it does end up actually being that is the Japanese word for bat, but it is still odd that is the Japanese word for the name and not the English one like everything else, pretty much.
Yeah, that is a bit odd.
Yeah. Then we have We have Liokasier, which this is the guy that people were having apparently some people were mad that he was kind of bulky. Something else that people don't like is just how small his head is, and his head does seem a little small, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Yeah, his head admittedly does seem slightly small, but that is, I'm going to guess his head here in his individual mode is slightly small, so that the head in actual combined Liokasier mode doesn't look too small on the body. Because while still being able to fit within, say, the head. Maybe.
Yeah.
So
what was the character that Faust called this? Hatsune Mango?
Hatsune Miku.
Hatsune Migu.
Miku.
Migu?
M-I-K-U.
I know, I'm just messing with you.
Trying to make me think of a flamingo dressed as Miku again.
or Mango dressed as Miku.
And then we have this nice image of Liokasier compared to Devastator. Both of them being prototypes, hence having no color.
Yes.
The hands feel a little small here. Because like Devastator has proportionate big hands, and then these feel a little small. Likely a side effect of almost everything being built in with the characters here.
Here we have the blue arm of Voltron.
Alternatively known as Lion Breast, Liokasier's little partner that goes right here. Then we have Long Haul,
who has a 10 barrel missile launcher for a tow truck.
for a trailer.
Trailer. Yeah, why did I call it a tow truck? I don't know.
Yeah, actually, I can kind of show here from what I understand of how Devastator breaks down. The forearms and the forearms, hand, waist, and thighs are all parts that are, all of that is, I think extra combiner kibble that becomes this trailer for Devastator, as well as the like purple wing thingy on the front of him. So,
Okay.
and meanwhile, I think for how Liokasier was made, the only combiner kibble he has is like this section right here. Everything else is built in to each individual figure, which is kind of impressive, but I do feel like he kind of suffers from it a little. I feel like he kind of suffers a little for it.
Just a bit.
Then we have the Hearts of Steel, Bumblebee, and Megatron, where the Bumblebee is fine, but Megatron actually looks really, really cool. Also, I'm realizing I do not have my typical background music playing. Whoops.
Who cares?
Yeah. Oh well. It'll just be silent with us talking for a while in the video, and then suddenly music. After I realize it. Oh well. Yeah. This actually looks really cool. I am slightly saddened that apparently all the Hearts of Steel figures are deluxes, so he's probably going to be a little small compared with everything else. But then again, technically that story became used as used to portray different characters than the characters they're actually named after. For example, Bumblebee here, I think in IDW's comics, which Hearts of Steel became a part of, was actually a Maximal named Centurion, who was basically brainwashed by Shockwave to end up basically played war games with them to test strategies. Yeah. Making them think that they were these other great, well-known characters, and they were just not. He was literally playing war games with them simulating all the factors of the actual combatants, instead of it just being like a computer simulation or like figures on a board. No, he just ended up, since he happened to cross slumbering Maximals, ended up deciding, no, I'm just gonna make them actually act out the war games. So yeah. Then we have Noise Maze, Also from the Cybertron show. I admittedly have not watched the Cybertron show. So I don't have much to say here.
Neither do.
Then we have Age of Extinction, Optimus Prime. Which looks fine for what the film designers decided to do to the toy designers. Because so few of those designs actually look like they can transform. Well, with Galvatron and crew, they didn't even try. They just became a bunch of cubes and then became the other form.
Yeah, apparently, yeah, someone also commented how Age of Extinction had very little transformation in that scene. Most of the time you would see them transform and then cut away to another scene, and then you would see them fully transformed.
Yeah, it would either be right off screen and implied, or it would be you start seeing it and it's implied that it's finished after.
Yeah, that's something I never noticed while the movie.
Yeah.
But I mostly found it odd that I didn't notice it firsthand.
Yeah. You know something kind of funny?
What?
Despite this having more human-like, despite this version of Bay's Optimus having more human-like proportions, it feels the trilogy version from the '07 film to Dark of the Moon feels more like he has a set of abs than this one does. This one kind of feels like he just put on a muscle suit. The other one feels like he's actually kind of jacked. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Then we have the Hearts of Steel version of him.
AKA, Optimus Prime, the tank engine. do 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 do.
Yeah. Something funny, actually. I'm pretty sure someone made an unofficial version of this before, and I think they had ended up retooling that unofficial version into Thomas the Tank Engine.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Also unofficially. Yeah. Admittedly, Optimus feels a little scrawny.
Kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Optimus was another one of the ones that actually got a name instead of just being known by the original name when they had retconned it to be technically not the actual characters, because otherwise that would have otherwise that would have ended up becoming a problem. Because the the time of these stories being set in place of the 19th century, that's not supposed to... The actual members of the Transformers are supposed to be off doing other things, so... Yeah. So that's why some of them ended up actually getting different names later, as different characters that they were actually... So... Yeah. Let's see, what's the name of the other guy that this Optimus became actually referred to as? He was... Let's see... Trying to find it. I'm trying to find it, and I am annoyed that it is not that I'm not having so much luck trying to find it. Why is it being difficult to find? Ah, there we go. Dominus Major. That's the name of it. That's what his actual name is supposed to be. You know, unless you want to just count it as a separate timeline, since it's kind of is essentially now Schrodinger's comic. It can either be what if they woke up in the wrong century, or be read as brainwashed Maximals reenacting the Great War on Earth. And there's not really any major discrepancies between the two. So it's Schrodinger's comic, basically. It both is Optimus Prime and it is Dominus Major. Same with Bumblebee and Centurion. So there's that fun fact for you. Then we have Perceptor, Ratbat, and Ramhorn. Of which, apparently they're redoing Studio Series Perceptor to make him a little more bulky. I think the base figure is still the same. I think they're just like bulking up his like arms and legs a little more, or something like that. And it annoys me that Ramhorn, who we have not gotten a figure yet of, is going to be packaged with two guys I do have figures of. That's a little frustrating. Then we have Sandstorm and Slugslinger. From what I understand, Sandstorm will actually get his cartoon face, of which supposedly people have been saying has internally been being referred to as the handsome face. Instead of the toy-based face that he had gotten originally released with for Legacy. And then I'm not certain what's going on with Slugslinger.
Yeah, like his arms are either too short or his hands are big.
Well, the especially odd thing in this case is people are suspecting that he's either a flat re-release or he's a recolor of his Titans Return figure. So they might literally have some sort of box art they could have used for it that isn't the original toys, because I think this is the original toys box art of him. And then same could be said about Sandstorm. They effectively have box art for their current figure of Sandstorm. So I do kind of question the choices here for the Space Bridge reveals. But then we have Singe, who also
turns into a Knight Rider, bruh.
He turns into what's the guy's
Knight Rider.
What's the guy's name?
Knight Rider, dude.
I'm trying to think of what the actor's name of. The character's name would be Michael Knight. I think
it's like, shut the hell up, Nathan.
I had started watching the series with my mom.
Trying to think. Think faster.
Faster. Think faster. Hasselhoff. He turns into Hasselhoff from what you're saying. Because I can tell you for certain he does not turn into Kit. Then we have Skybite.
Also, looks a lot like Cybershark.
That would probably be because, from what I understand, the Cybershark mold had ended up getting retooled into a Transmetal at some point, and then that got retooled into the original Skybite figure. So I think that's how that had gone down, and so here we have Skybite. I wonder if we're gonna go in reverse or something, or at least I wonder if we are gonna go in reverse or something and end up actually getting some of those Beast Wars characters from him.
Maybe.
Because I could see that potentially happening. They have the base molds now. They could probably go backwards and get some of the... They could probably go backwards and get some of the easy stuff out of it. Then we have Spinster, who Hairsplitter and Singe go with, based on his Marvel Comics colors. That I also, for some... Oh, go ahead.
Listen. Like, it's the same character, but with a different name.
So, you might have cut out a little bit. Say again?
Like it's the same character, but with a different name.
No.
Okay, never mind then.
So, Spinster was a double Target Master Decepticon that had ended up... His Siege figure originally got released in the actual colors, I think, of the toy, and most other depictions of him, roughly. Except the Marvel Comics, for some reason, had a somewhat different color scheme. This color scheme. And his Target Master partners were Hair Splitter and Singe. Then we have Hearts of Steel Starscream, who looks like a manta ray, and is therefore making me think of what's his name? The guy who hates Beast Wars Rampage, Depth Charge. Slightly.
Yes.
He's slightly reminding me of Depth Charge because of it. They should have moved the legs to the back, because then it would actually look like a biplane somewhat. It would also not hide these lower wings.
Yeah.
Because those really do just kind of get lost once you have the little jutting out leg areas. So, I had seen, apparently, what's going on with these guys is they are going to be doing, each year now, the same 4 characters: Optimus, Starscream, Megatron, Bumblebee, in different time periods. From what I understand, they have one planned for next year as well. But for 2027, I think they had mentioned they want to try and actually look into getting, they want to try and look into actually having the fans vote what time period they want them to be done next. Which could be interesting. It would be interesting to see what Starscream would end up becoming if you couldn't become some sort of plane. What, would he have to become, like, a hot air balloon or something? Or have to become, like, a rocket? Or a glider? Actually, yeah, a glider would be hilarious. You can't stop me, Prime! Just as gliding in. No engine power at all. That would be kind of funny, actually. Then we have Topspin, who is packaged with Spinster as a Wreckers versus Wreckers vs. Mayhem multi-pack for Amazon, where he is in his Diaclone colors to match the Twin Twist that they had done when they were doing the Wreckers figures alone. Then we have these two. These are two of the generics from Transformers Devastation.
Oh.
From what I understand, they are going to make the blue one out of the Battle Chargers mold, which would be Runamuck and Runabout from Earthrise, and then the Seeker Elite from the Earthrise mold, like most of the other Seekers. Oddly, I had seen some people claiming from Dirge. I would think it would be more likely that it would be from some version of Ramjet. Possibly a modified version of Ramjet, because I think instead of down, the ends of the wings point up, or angled up, I should say. But I think a modified version of Ramjet would make more sense. I do wonder if he'll be packed with Primal Swords. Of which I assume were selected for the game in an attempt to give an Easter egg for Beast Wars fans.
Most likely.
Also, with how dull this sword looks, it looks like he's basically holding this really fancy butter knife. He's like, yes! Hey guys, check out my really fancy butter knife!
Yes, I can butter my toast in the fancy way. Skywarp, check this out. This knife can spread this butter on my toast so easily, and it doesn't even slice off pieces of my bread.
Now I can vanquish my true foe. Cold butter. Yeah. I will note that I think these were classified. I think this was classified in Devastation as a Seeker Elite, which is also likely why he got swords. Because, you know, you need some way to make him seem superior to other Seekers. But yeah. Both of them are a set of generics. We have a nice generic cone head here. Then we have Triptychon, but in actual cartoon colors.
That's not Triptychon, dude. That's Mechagodzilla.
Isn't Mechagodzilla silver?
It's recolor of Mechagodzilla.
Oh yeah, also this mold had the original version of this mold, which they've said they've fixed with this release. apparently apparently something was wrong with the tolerances, and so the ratchet joints in the leg were too tight or something like that. Mixed with not quite thick enough to handle that tightness. Plastic ridges for that joint, to the point of where the legs could break themselves if you were to shift the ratchet joint. Like it would actually break the ratchet joint in the leg. But they fixed that now, at least that's what they say. Then we have Wheeljack, or Q, from Dark of the Moon. I still have no clue why he has this giant, long, yardstick. Really, he should have just been given a bunch of things that he could have invented, as well as maybe some of the other stuff that other characters are missing. Because he could explain it away as he invented them better than you could with, say, putting it with some random other character. Actually, no. You know what he should have had with him?
What?
The heavy irons that Ironhide uses in the Dark of the Moon game.
Oh,
because he does invent them. Especially since Ironhide basically does not change from the '07 film to Dark of the Moon, which is likely why he hasn't had another figure in Studio Series based on those appearances yet.
Most likely.
They should have given Wheeljack his heavy irons, so that if you have Ironhide, you can give him them.
Yeah.
That would have been cool. And since he had made them, technically he could use them too, though they would look really big for him, admittedly. And then that is the last one. So the question becomes, who are we looking most forward to, and who are we least looking forward to?
I'm trying to remember what I picked last time.
I think what I am going to have to say I am most looking forward to is Tank Megatron, not Tank, Cannon Megatron, as well as Liokasier. Because if I said the Seeker, that would... If I were to say this Seeker, that would be a really cheap and easy answer.
It would be the obvious answer.
Yeah.
I think for me, I think I would most excited for would be the Black Mechagodzilla recolor, re-release, reissue, remastered, a bunch of
Crypticon?
Or Crypticon, as DJ likes to call it, even though it's clearly a recolor of Mechagodzilla.
Do I need to go get that Optimus Prime from Generation 2 recolored as Mechagodzilla?
No.
where it's just a semi-truck. Okay. Least looking forward to now. Let's see. Least looking forward to, I would have to say, I would kind of have to say it might be this Optimus, because he kind of does just seem off.
Yeah, they could have gone with like a bigger truck or something.
Yeah. Maybe a bit of that Optimus and somewhat the Starscream, though I can see how to potentially fix Starscream's flaws. As I mentioned, shift those around to the back and make them extra tail fins.
Yeah. I think I would have to at least look forward to his Starscream as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that they can fix, but I just don't see them actually in the future.
Yeah, with how it looks like it transforms, I think you can easily fan mode fix Starscream, since me mentioning it. Because these look to be... It seems like back there will be where his pelvis would be. So his leg is coming out this way and out forward. So you can probably bend it. You can probably have it bend backwards, not it forward like this, and line that one up better. But I can't say I can solve anything for Optimus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else you have to say then?
First off, I would like to thank all of you for watching us review every single one of the Voltron figures that will be released in the coming future. We also appreciate you sticking with us and enjoying our commentary. Please leave a like and a comment, and if you want to, you can also subscribe, but you also subscribe. But if you do subscribe, you will no longer have the free will to unsubscribe.
Trust me, I do not write any sort of scripts for most things, so whatever is said is usually us just spitballing.
Yes, just so you know, this is original content, and anyone who steals from us is considered a thief and a war criminal at large, and will most likely be hunted down by the FBI, where he or she will be incarcerated in a maximum security prison where he will never see the light of day again.
You know, you're joking about that, but there are some people that legitimately are that obsessed of someone using anything that they made. Like, there are literally some YouTubers that are literally that petty to try and get people that will end up being like, oh, you used my video in some sort of commentary video? No, you shall have to take it down. Copyright notice claim, go!
Yes. I know.
In case it wasn't clear, this was him joking around. Yeah. See,
Yes.
see every. Go ahead.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
I was gonna say. Well, I was just gonna say, see everyone next time.
We are gonna be reviewing the toy line of Voltron X Series V. Then we are gonna move on to Marvel Rivals. We'll be streaming a 2-hour gaming session. That's good to know. Okay, we are actually going to be reviewing G.I. Joe figures of the next 2 hours. And then we are going to discuss the fundamental process of person perspectives can be changed. It's the white leg of Voltron. That's a bison. Oh, right, he's one of those guys. That is the saddest looking Cobra I've ever seen. He honestly looks like a key from, like, something you would see from Spyro or something. Like one of the old PS1 games. Looks like they didn't execute it very well. Like carrying like one of those cargo crates on those boats. We have Robit. We have Dillhorn. You know, when I think of Cell, I think of Hot Wheels. The movie. Chess Cannon from Futurama. You're definitely splitting hairs with me. Pterosaur. Ah, yes, Laserbeak. I'm just shaking up, you know. One of the rescue bots. Damn it. I was... Fuck. I actually got it right. Yeah, I can definitely see why would they be mad. Come on, you don't have to go that far with it. El Battle! No, it's grapple. Back arm of the Voltron is Tyron? Is Tyron? The red arm of Voltron. Chromia as a Seeker. Oh, I thought he was holding him as a gun. I mean, this figure alone already looks like it's top heavy. So... just a bit. Considerably small. No, it's the blue leg of Ultron. You carries around a 10 barrage launcher on the trailer. Oh, I see. It really does, yeah. They look so small, though. Yeah, he looks like something from Thomas the Tank Engine. It does. Age of Extinction, Progress Prime. Oh, he is, isn't he? Wasn't Ratbat one of the Soundwave Cassetrons? Oh man, that's Cyber Shark. Oh man, that's Frenzy. Yeah, I was about to talk about that. It's Grimlock. It didn't cross my mind. Plus, I was trying my best to interrupt you in any way. Texas Return of Grimlock. Yeah, I have no idea what to that for. Oh, no more interruptions. Damn it. And we're just liking them, too. Yeah, he said it reminded him of like a anime girl, but I can't like pronounce nor remember the name he just said. Hatsa Mingu. Did I say that correctly? Damn it! Well, how do you, what is it like? Hatso Mingo? Hatsune Mingo. What? Is it mango or mingu? Okay, it sounds like MINGU. Oh, what was her name again? Hatso Miku. Hatsune Miku. I think I'm most looking... Well, actually, let's start with you. Same. Yeah. I think I'm most looking forward to Mega Godzilla and yeah, Trypticon and Hatsune Miku. Maybe Agent. I think I'm least looking forward to my Age of Extinction Optimus Prime. It is Age of Extinction, right? Closing statement. We would like to thank you all for watching and watching us review all the upcoming figures for Voltron, Hatsune Mingu, and hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.
Again, the microphone wasn't connecting to the actual recording software. I'm pissed.
Fuck's sakes.
No, all the commentary.
No!
At least we caught it early this time, somewhat. At least this isn't something like At least it isn't something like it auto-saves on us.